What if we told you that the highest mountain in the entire world is not Mount Everest, but a colossal peak right here in Hawaii, so vast its true base is hidden deep under the ocean? Or that the islands sit atop a geological hotspot that has been continuously active for over 70 million years, serving as the engine for a chain of islands that stretches thousands of miles across the Pacific? And the absolute absurdity that you can visit a place on one of these lush tropical islands that receives less rain annually than the Sahara Desert. Hawaii is not just a vacation destination, it's the most geographically isolated archipelago on Earth, a dynamic land of fire and water where the absurd is simply the norm. It's a state of deep, powerful canyons, snow-capped volcanoes, and multicolored black and green sand beaches, all built and shaped by the slow, powerful movement of the planet's crust. Buckle up. We're going deep into 50 of the strangest, most detailed facts about Hawaii's unbelievable geography you probably never knew. Fact 50. The moving plate. The entire Hawaiian archipelago owes its existence to a single, relentless geological process, the Pacific Plate. The massive tectonic slab underlying the islands is constantly in motion, grinding its way northwest at a speed of about 3.5 inches per year. This continuous motion over a fixed, deep-seated magma plume, the Hawaiian hotspot, is the engine that creates every island, pushing the older ones away to cool and sink. Fact 49. The highest mountain in the world. Forget Mount Everest, measured from its true base on the ocean floor. Mauna Kea on the Big Island of Hawaii is the actual highest mountain in the world, standing over 33,000 feet or 10,200 meters tall. Only the upper 13,800 feet are visible above the waves, but its immense stature from seabed to summit easily tops Everest, whose base sits on the already elevated Tibetan Plateau. Fact 48. Snow in the tropics. Despite its tropical latitude, the two highest mountains on the Big Island, Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, are frequently capped with thick layers of snow in the winter months. These peaks are so high that they experience true alpine weather and often accumulate enough snowfall to attract local skiers and snowboarders, a completely unexpected contrast to the warm ocean and beaches at their base. Fact 47. The hotspot's age. The geological engine that continuously creates Hawaii, the Hawaiian hotspot, is an ancient entity, estimated by geologists to have been continuously active for at least 70 million years. This incredibly stable, deep-seated source of magma has been consistently feeding molten rock to the surface, maintaining its stationary position deep in the Earth's mantle while the tectonic plates slide over it. Fact 46. The Emperor Seamount Chain. The familiar Hawaiian Islands are only the small visible part of a massive submerged feature called the Hawaiian Emperor Seamount Chain. This vast chain of extinct underwater mountains and islands stretches for over 3,600 miles to the northwest, acting as a clear geological roadmap that records the long, consistent path of the Pacific Plate over the stationary hotspot. Fact 45. The Big Island is still growing. The youngest and largest island, Hawaii, the Big Island, is still actively growing. This expansion is due to the current, steady activity of Kilauea and Mauna Loa, two of the world's most prolific and active shield volcanoes, which continuously add new landmass to the island's coastline and interior through ongoing lava flows. Fact 44. The shield volcano shape. Hawaii's volcanoes are geometrically unique, known as shield volcanoes. They're radically different from the steep, conical, explosive stratovolcanoes found in places like the Cascade Range. Hawaiian volcanoes are built up by thousands of slow-moving, highly fluid lava flows that spread widely, creating vast, gently sloping mountains that resemble a massive warrior's shield lying on the ground. Fact 43. Loihi, the next island. About 20 miles off the southeast coast of the Big Island, the massive summit of Loihi Seamount is slowly being built by underwater eruptions. This submerged volcano is the newest in the chain and is currently about 3,000 feet below the surface. Geologists estimate that it will eventually break the surface and become the next Hawaiian island, though the process will take tens of thousands of years. Fact 42. The Pahoehoe and A'a Divide. Hawaiian geography is defined at the surface by two major, distinct types of lava flow. Pahoehoe is characterized by smooth, billowy, and ropey surfaces and flows relatively slowly, creating smooth plains. In contrast, A'a is rough, jagged, and much thicker, forming sharp, cinder-like, chaotic fields that are notoriously difficult and painful to walk across. demonstrating the varying viscosities of the magma. Fact 41. Oahu's two mountain ranges. The densely populated island of Oahu is structurally defined by two ancient parallel mountain ranges, the deeply eroded Waianae Range to the west and the spectacular Ko'olau Range to the east. These are the eroded remnants of two massive, long-extinct shield volcanoes whose western sides remain relatively intact, while the eastern side suffered catastrophic collapse. Fact 40. The Ko'olau Pali. The eastern face of the Ko'olau Range features a massive dramatic cliff face known as the Pali. This spectacular sheer drop is the result of a colossal, prehistoric landslide that stripped away the entire eastern flank of the volcano, leaving behind the spectacular, near-vertical cliffs seen today that expose the inner dikes of the ancient volcano. Fact 39. The wettest spot in the U.S. The summit of Mount Waialeale on the island of Kauai is famously known as one of the rainiest spots on Earth, often recording an incredible over 450 inches of rain annually. This extreme rainfall is caused by its nearly conical shape and high elevation, which force moisture-laden trade winds to rise rapidly, cool, and condense almost continuously, dumping the rain on its peaks. Fact 38. The driest spot in the U.S. In absurd geographical contrast to Waialeale, the leeward side of the Big Island, specifically the Kona coast, features areas that receive less than 10 inches of rain per year. This dramatic rain shadow effect creates arid, often desert-like conditions in entirely different ecosystems, sometimes in sight of a nearby rainforest, showcasing Hawaii's unique microclimates. Fact 37. The desert of Kauai. Despite its reputation as the lush Garden Isle, the Waimea Canyon area on Kauai is also exceptionally dry due to the intense rain shadow cast by Mount Waialeale. This localized area, including parts of the Kakahakai State Park, receives an annual rainfall of about 9 inches, less than most recognized deserts, including the Sahara. Fact 36. The Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Also on Kauai, Waimea Canyon is rightly nicknamed the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. This immense, colorful gorge is up to 3,000 feet deep and 14 miles long. It was carved by the relentless and powerful action of the Waimea River, cutting through the soft volcanic rock and further deepened by the catastrophic collapse and subsequent erosion of the island's main volcano. Fact 35. Maui's massive crater. The dormant volcano, Haleakala, on the island of Maui, features a massive, high-altitude basin that tourists often mistake for a volcanic caldera. In reality, this vast basin is an enormous erosional valley that was created by the headwaters of two ancient streams cutting backward into the volcano's summit over millions of years of rainfall and erosion, not a volcanic explosion. Fact 34. The road to Hana's geography. Maui's famously winding Road to Hana is not just a scenic route. It's a geographical necessity dictated by the terrain. The road must relentlessly hug the dramatic, cliff-edge coastline of the windward side of Haleakala, forcing it to cross over 50 single-lane bridges and navigate dozens of sharp turns, all to navigate the rugged, rain-carved terrain of the narrow coastal plain. Fact 33. The Molokai Sea Cliffs. The island of Molokai is home to the world's highest sea cliffs, towering over 3,600 feet or 1,100 meters above the turbulent ocean. These dramatic vertical walls are the enduring result of another catastrophic, massive prehistoric landslide that caused the entire northern half of the island's volcano to collapse and slide into the Pacific, exposing the volcano's inner core. Fact 32. The Kilauea Summit Collapse. The summit of Kilauea Volcano on the Big Island features a massive caldera that frequently and dramatically changes its shape and size. In 2018, a major eruption led to a massive collapse of the caldera floor, which caused the entire summit area to sink dramatically, illustrating the volatile and destructive power of the volcano's active subterranean plumbing system. Fact 31. Lava tubes and underground rivers. The flow of highly fluid Hawaiian lava often creates lava tubes, underground channels that form when the surface of a flow cools and solidifies, while the molten interior continues to flow away. These tubes function as a vast, natural network of underground river systems made of rock, some of which are many miles long and are prime areas for exploration. Fact 30. Hawaii's largest lake. The largest natural freshwater lake in the entire state is the relatively small Lake Waiahu, located near the summit of Mauna Kea. Despite its modest size, its existence at such a high, cold, and porous altitude is a geographical marvel, sustained by rainfall and underlying permafrost within the cinder cone. preventing the water from immediately draining away. Fact 29. The trade wind effect. The single most dominant weather and geographical modifier in all of Hawaii is the northeast trade wind. These prevailing winds consistently carry vast amounts of moisture-laden air, which is then forcibly lifted and cooled by the mountains. This creates a stark, unmistakable windward or wet and leeward or dry climate split that geographically defines every single island. Fact 28. The North Shore's swell. Oahu's famous North Shore is a globally significant geographical feature because of the dramatic offshore bathymetry. The deep ocean floor suddenly rises near the coast, forcing large winter swells, generated by distant storms in the North Pacific, to break into the massive, powerful, world-class waves that define the area and attract big-wave surfers. Fact 27. The volcanic domes. While the main volcanoes are characterized by their gently sloping shield shape, some smaller features, such as the iconic Diamond Head crater near Waikiki, are actually tuff cones. These are smaller, steeper cones formed by explosive eruptions that occur when rising magma interacts violently with shallow groundwater, creating a dense ring of ash and rock. Fact 26. The absence of continental rock. Hawaii holds the distinction of being the only state in the U.S. that is entirely composed of volcanic rock. It completely lacks the ancient continental crust, granites, and metamorphic rocks that make up the foundations of the other 49 states, making it a geologically pure product of the ocean floor and the hotspot's influence. Fact 25. The rainbow of sand. Hawaiian beaches display a rare, beautiful color spectrum due to their diverse geological origins. You can find white sand, made from pulverized coral and shells, striking black sand, made from rapidly cooled lava that shatters upon contact with water, red sand, made from eroded iron-rich cinder cones, and even green sand, made from the mineral olivine. Fact 24. Green Sand Beach. Papakalea Beach on the Big Island is one of only 4 known green sand beaches in the entire world. The sand's unique olive-green color comes from the mineral olivine, a semi-precious stone that weathers out of the nearby volcanic cinder cone and is then concentrated on the beach by wave action, creating a geographically unique deposit. Fact 23. The absence of streams. On the youngest part of the Big Island, particularly near Kilauea's active rift zones, there are almost no permanent above-ground streams or rivers. This is because the underlying volcanic rock is extremely porous and riddled with lava tubes, allowing rainfall to quickly sink into the ground, creating a massive, unseen underground water system. Fact 22. The Hamakua Coast Rivers. In stark contrast, the older, windward side of the Big Island, Hamakua Coast, has hundreds of perennial streams and rivers. The volcanic rock here is much older and has been compacted into less porous material, allowing water to stay on the surface and carve deep, dramatic fluvial or water-eroded canyons and gorges into the landscape. Fact 21. The geothermal power. The intense geological heat beneath the Big Island is so potent that the state operates a geothermal power plant in the Puna district. This facility harnesses the Earth's natural heat by tapping steam from deep wells, converting this immediate volcanic energy into a reliable source of electricity, a direct use of the active hotspot geology. Fact 20. Molokai's Kalaupapa Peninsula. The Kalaupapa Peninsula on Molokai is a geographically striking feature. A low-lying, flat tongue of land jutting out from the base of the massive sea cliffs. This area was formed by a subsequent, smaller lava flow that occurred long after the main volcano collapsed, creating a geographically isolated space perfect for the historical leper colony. Fact 19. The Great Rift Zones. Hawaii's active volcanoes are characterized by their rift zones, long linear features where the volcano is slowly splitting apart under internal pressure. These zones are where most eruptions occur and are clearly visible as chains of craters and fissures, visually demonstrating the immense tectonic tension stretching the mountains. Fact 18. The tsunami risk. Due to its complete isolation of the center of the vast Pacific Ocean, Hawaii is geographically exposed to tsunamis generated by earthquakes from nearly every direction, from Japan to Chile to Alaska. The entire state maintains a sophisticated tsunami warning system and evacuation maps dictated by local coastal topography and elevation. Fact 17. The oldest island. Kauai is the oldest of the main Hawaiian islands, estimated to be around 5 million years old. Its deeply eroded canyons, round, mature shape, and extensive beaches visibly show the long, relentless work of rain, wind, and ocean slowly breaking down its original volcanic structure. Fact 16. The youngest island. In contrast, the Big Island is the youngest and is less than 500,000 years old at its current exposed landmass. The dramatic difference in age and erosion between the smooth green Kauai and the raw, black growing Hawaii is a clear visual timeline of the hotspot's progressive activity. Fact 15. Hawaii's time zone. Hawaii is the only U.S. state that does not observe daylight saving time. This is a geographical choice that reflects its isolation and its far western placement within the Hawaiian Aleutian Standard Time Zone, or HST, making the seasonal shift unnecessary and impractical. Fact 14. The sea arches. The coastline of the Big Island, especially near active lava flows, is famous for its sea arches and sea stacks. These are temporary geographical features, remnants of lava cliffs that have been carved and isolated by the powerful action of wave erosion, which often collapse into the ocean during strong storms. Fact 13. Hawaii's 2 national parks. The state holds 2 significant national parks, Haleakala National Park on Maui, which preserves a vast, high-altitude volcanic and marine landscape, and Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island, which actively protects the summits and rift zones of the most active volcanoes, Kilauea and Mauna Loa. Fact 12. The Mists of Hilo. The city of Hilo on the windward side of the Big Island is one of the wettest cities in the entire United States. This is entirely due to its geographical position. It lies directly at the base of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea, forcing the constant stream of trade winds to dump their moisture right over the city. Fact 11. The highest lake elevation. Lake Waiau is not just the largest natural lake in the state, but is also the highest lake in the entire Pacific Basin. Its existence at 13,020 feet is a striking geographical anomaly, a testament to the immense scale and cold, high elevation of Mauna Kea's massive shield. Fact 10. The Deep Channel Divide. The distance between the islands varies dramatically. The deep, wide channels, such as the Kaiʻiwaho Channel, separating Oahu and Kauai, are much deeper and older, indicating a longer geological separation time and a greater sink rate of the original volcanoes. Fact 9. The Mahukona Landslide. Geological evidence shows that the ancient Mahukona volcano, an early precursor to the Big Island, suffered a catastrophic, massive landslide that involved the largest movement of rock mass ever documented on Earth. This event created a huge debris field that blankets the surrounding ocean floor, dramatically altering the submarine geography. Fact 8. The Pohakokana Rock. This unique rock formation on Molokai sits precisely at the location where the catastrophic north side collapse of the island's volcano occurred. It serves as a solitary natural geographical monument marking a violent, massive geological event that occurred millions of years ago. Fact 7. Honolulu's volcanic hills. The distinct circular hills around Honolulu, including the iconic Diamond Head and Punchbowl Crater, are not part of the main Ko'olau volcano. They're post-erosional volcanic features, meaning they erupted long after the main volcano became extinct, punching through the eroded surface in localized, highly explosive events. Fact 6. The Alenuihaha Channel. The channel separating Maui and the Big Island. The Alenuihaha Channel is one of the windiest and roughest in the world. This rough geography is due to the intense wind tunnel effect. The prevailing trade winds are geographically funneled and compressed between the 2 massive, high-elevation volcanic masses, accelerating the wind and creating turbulent seas. Fact 5. The Napali Coast. Kauai's famous Napali Coast is a series of sheer, impossibly steep cliffs, or pali, and deep, narrow valleys. This dramatic, almost vertical landscape was formed by the intense, long-term erosion of the western side of the island's main volcano, making it one of the most geographically beautiful and inaccessible places in the state. Fact 4. Kilauea's unseen plumbing. The Kilauea volcano is not a single, isolated vent. Its magma system extends miles underground, utilizing deep dikes and fissures to transport lava. This complex, unseen geography connects the lava from the summit to the distant rift zones and out to the sea, making its internal structure as complex as its surface. Fact 3. The sea level fluctuation. Hawaii's sea level is not only affected by global warming, but also by the immense weight of the islands themselves. As the colossal volcanic masses press down on the Pacific Ocean crust, their relative sea level changes over long geological periods, a phenomenon known as subsidence. Fact 2. The only island not open to the public. Niihau is the smallest of the main islands and is privately owned. This unique geographical and cultural isolation maintained by the owners has preserved its traditional way of life and its pristine ecology, setting it apart as a preserved cultural and physical enclave. Fact 1. The deepest ocean trench. Just offshore from the islands, the Pacific Ocean floor plunges to extreme depths. The nearby Hawaiian Deep is essentially a massive moat created by the immense, downward-pressing weight of the volcanic chain on the oceanic crust, making it one of the deepest trenches in the entire Pacific Basin. From the 33,000-foot slopes of Mauna Kea to the seismic scar of its future islands, and from the extreme wetness of Kauai to the hidden tubes of flowing lava, Hawaii is a state where geology is palpably alive. It's the world's most powerful lesson in creation, erosion, and magnificent isolation. If this deep dive into the volcanoes, deep-sea trenches, and extreme microclimates of the Aloha State gave you a new appreciation for its fundamental complexity, show your support. Hit that like button right now, subscribe for more detailed facts and fascinating geography, and most importantly, drop a comment below and tell us which of Hawaii's absurd geographical contrasts, like the desert near a rainforest or the highest mountain in the world, you found the most unbelievable. We'll see you next time.